Hello, welcome to Chase Around Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
I'm Sarah Meadows. I'm Katie Pills.
And this is the Saturday Morning Board Game Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We've got a bunch of great games to talk about. We've got some out on the table here. We got some on the couch behind us. And as always, we like to start off the show.
You said that backwards.
I always do. I can't do it. There's no.
We're the couch.
This is the couch. That's the table.
It's so hard to remember.
It seems like it shouldn't be, but I can't do it. We always like to start off the show. I'm just excited about our sponsors.
I know.
We've got 3 different Saturday morning board game show sponsors to tell you about. One is the Op. They've got a lot of fun games. Are we looking at any of their games today?
We are.
All right, excellent. There is Burnt Island Games. I don't know if we have any of their games to look at today, but one of their games that we have enjoyed a lot recently, and I think we've talked about it a couple times, is their Creature Comforts games. Technically, it's Kids Table Gaming, which is their sister company.
Yep.
We're looking forward to that one coming in the mail sometime soon. They finished that Kickstarter. Looks like lots and lots of fun. And then the final sponsor that we have to talk about is Queen Games. They've got a lot of really awesome games. I don't know if any of those are on the schedule today either.
They are.
Oh, which one are we looking at?
First up is Scrap Racers at the table.
All right, so we're going to go to Kevin and Melissa in just 1 second. Before that, though, we do have a giveaway that we're going to be doing at the end of the show. So be sure to get lots of comments in. We're going to be randomly drawing somebody from the comments during the show. They're gonna draw somebody. Jonah's gonna draw somebody.
Alright! I'm out.
To win a great prize. So stick around, have some fun with us. We love commenting with you guys and interacting in the comments. So give us your comments, let us know what you're up to, what games you're playing, and hopefully we'll have a great old time.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go to the table.
Welcome to the table. We do have a game here from our sponsor. This is a prototype called Scrap Racer.
So it's going to be coming to Kickstarter. We don't have a date yet, so just kind of look forward to it in the future.
But as we learn in the news show, you've heard it here.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
That's right.
It's coming.
It's coming.
All right, so Scrap Racer is a racing game. We have it set up for 3 players, kind of as if we've already taken a few turns. We each have a little standee with a animal in some sort of machine. Mine is a turtle in a robot suit.
Mine's I think a lizard.
A snake?
Snake on a
Gecko.
Yeah.
It looks almost like a pod racer.
Yeah, it
thing.
does.
All right, so we're just gonna jump in. Very simple game, and Kevin's going to take his turn. Basically, we have 6 dice, and he's gonna roll them one at a time. After each roll, he's gonna decide, does he want to roll again, or does he want to stop? If you roll doubles, you crash,
which is bad.
And bad things happen.
So I think I'm gonna roll again. And I rolled 2. I rolled a 5 first, a 2, a 3.
Is he gonna risk it? He's gonna push it.
Oh!
There it is.
All right. So Kevin crashed.
I wanted to crash because.
True. He has a. Anyway, he crashed on a double 3, so he has to draw a card from the deck that has the double 3.
I move forward 3 spaces.
He moved forward.
Oh, you would.
So.
What?
Crashing on a 1 or 2 is usually good for you. 3 or 4, it goes either way. 5 and 6 is always bad for you.
Do not do crash on 5 or 6.
All right, so Kevin drew a card. He got to move forward 3. Where he landed was a
boost
token, so that's something that can help him later.
Yep, it's a one-time use sort of thing.
When you crash, you get a little token that shows a lever.
I have all 3 levers filled, so what happens now?
You get to draw a bonus card that don't crash.
All right.
Boosts and bonuses can only be used if you successfully stop your roll without crashing.
All right, Jonah.
Am I up?
It's all you. One at a time.
Here we go. One at a time.
1.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it.
Gotta keep going.
Oh!
You do have a reroll token that you could use, one-time use.
But how did I do that first? I rolled 2 once.
Mm-hmm.
So
but if I crash, it'll be good.
Right.
It'll move you somewhere between like maybe 3 to 5 or 7 or something like that.
Right.
I'll reroll.
Okay.
One-time use.
One-time use.
So throw that away.
Yep. And reroll one of your. Don't roll another one. Okay, that's good.
5.
And go for it. It's all you.
3.
Oh no.
You're at 9.
Oh,
I would.
he
This is terrible for me.
crashed.
I did crash.
Roll a 3. Or pull a 3, sorry.
I don't go anywhere.
It's a 0.
0. But it does say +1.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh,
For it.
Oh, you
I
got
put
one
it
for
on
me.
your little
Perfect.
board. All right, so let's see if someone can actually move.
Yeah, come on, let's show us how to
I should
play.
have stopped at 9.
Okay,
That's
that's
a
a 1.
I thought I was safe at 1. Then I just.
That's a
2.
2. I need more than that. That's a 6. How far am I from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Don't do
I
it.
do have a flip.
Oh, you have a flip? Do
So
it.
as long as I don't roll a 1 or a 6.
You're fine.
No!
Oh, this is
I'm gonna flip
We are
it to
showing-
I'm gonna flip it to a 1 so I don't have to draw that 6 card.
Oh, but the 6 is great, Melissa.
Not for me. I'm gonna move forward 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You got a boost.
And
you
get
got
a boost.
All right, my turn. Here we go. Let me show you how to play, folks. 3, 4,
4.
Never mind.
You do have a reroll if you want to reroll that 4.
Yeah. I'm gonna reroll that 4. Nope.
4.
That really wanted to be a 4. I am moving back.
He's rolling a die and
I'm
moving
moving
back
back
5.
5 spaces backward.
Woo! It's crazy.
That is tough.
All right, Jonah, show us how to
All
play.
right. All right.
All right, someone
Here's how
needs
you
to
do
cross
it.
this finish line. Usually
I'm gonna
play
cross
3
it.
laps.
That's a 4. That's a 3.
That's a 4. That's a 4.
That was a 1. Oh, another 1. I don't have any more things.
Nope.
We are not
We're not
good
doing
at
very hot.
stopping.
Oh, I rolled 2 die and moved forward.
Ooh, that many spaces.
Ooh.
The sum of both of them. Come on.
6. Not terrible. Here you go, Melissa.
All
Catching
right,
up.
I'm getting across this finish line. 4.
Is that all you
I-
need?
Yeah, you. Did you play? Did you play that
6.
too?
I got a new one.
Got a new one. All right, you just stop.
Okay, I'm gonna stop at 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We should say this is a prototype. So
Yes.
Kevin got lapped.
I did get lapped. All right, Melissa, what
All right.
happens?
So when you cross the finish line,
Oh, you get this.
I show that I'm on a new lap. I draw a goal card, which is gonna help people.
Everyone else.
So this says that the people in last and second to last space move 5 spaces.
Perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh,
And then
what happens?
we replenish the boost tokens.
And if you're on a boost token, you
You
immediately
get it. Perfect.
So there is a lot of catch-up mechanic in this game. So I would say that it's family weight.
Yep.
Basically, push your luck. Decide if you're going to keep rolling. Crashing, especially in higher numbers, is bad. 3 laps
Would've been a
is
good
what you're
3
trying
laps,
to do.
and whoever finishes the finish line and is the farthest is
Right.
the winner. Because it's equal turns.
Yeah, when someone completes the 3rd lap, you'll finish out the round. So if there are other players who still need to go, equal turns. Whoever's farthest wins.
Cool.
That's
good.
Scrap Racers.
You
from
played
Queen Game.
Talisman. Is it similar? It's been a while.
That was very complex.
Yeah, this is definitely gateway. Super easy family weight game. Kids would love this.
Yeah, a lot of kind of shuffling of the order with the cards and stuff like that.
Cool.
But
That's Scrap Racer. We just got Merlin in the mail, and you'll see that next Saturday morning board game show. So definitely check that out, April 3rd.
all right, I'm gonna go and join the game on the
All
couch.
right, go to the couch with Will, Sarah, and eventually Melissa.
I'm just here because I've heard Sarah talk about this game so much
Yeah.
that I wanted in on the information because I've not played Seven Bridges yet.
No,
Tell
well,
me, convince
this
me.
just came in the mail
know,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
Kickstarter, and so we want to talk about it today because this is one of my favorite roll and write games. So far, I've only played the prototype, but I'm really excited about what came in the box from the Kickstarter campaign.
I'm really excited about just this pencil holder.
Yes. This came with colored pencils, which is very nice. I love using colors on my roll and writes. Makes the experience
does.
very enjoyable,
So much more
and
fun.
your map looks amazing. So this is a
Right, Jonah?
this is a roll and write game based on the mathematical puzzle of the 7 bridges in Königsberg, which is I think it was Euler. I think it says in the rulebook there are Yes, Leonard Euler. They had combined some cities in Prussia, and there were 7 bridges, and there was not an answer to figure out how to cross all the bridges without recrossing over your own path. So in the game, you have the city of Königsberg, and you will be rolling dice and drafting and building paths to look as much of the city as you can before the end of the game, and you're going to score points based on what you've seen along the way. So, Melissa, do you want to go over what you do on your turn when we play?
Sure.
Are we playing?
We could play a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, they need time to set things up over there.
Right? We might as well.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna grab a pencil.
Justin, you should definitely just go get Cubitos. That is the one. Everybody's recommendations are
Probably
correct.
want a blue pencil. I'll choose green.
All right, so what you're gonna do, whoever is the first player. Hey, look, it's red meeple. I'll take that. You're gonna roll the 6 dice, and this is a drafting game. First off, we're going to have to do a starting spot.
There are some rules about where to start on your map. Here, let me put the map over here. You can roll some dice to determine.
The donuts arrived.
Oh, I don't think I can.
You
eat
guys
donuts.
explain the rules, and I'll eat this bacon-covered pile. This looks
Oh, okay.
amazing. Thank you,
Okay.
Larry. Way to go, sidekick.
Sorry that
Slide on
we're
in and say
eating
hi.
I'll wait till I'm
Welcome to the show. I'm just gonna chew quietly.
All right.
This is a new food show called Tantrum House at the.
Duck donuts.
All right.
Not sponsored by
Larry, thank you
yet.
so much.
Oh no.
I appreciate it.
I made them all.
All right. Nice.
I'm
made
gonna
them
take
all?
this
You probably
because
did.
I.
Already got
We're
pepper sugar on it.
already making a mess. Love it.
All right. There are some rules about where to start on your map, and you can choose which one you want to do.
Why don't we just start
You
somewhere?
can,
Do we need a,
you can
a
chart.
cross?
You can choose wherever you want, or you can all choose the same location, or you can roll the dice and it'll give you a quadrant and a row that you'll need to use. Or if you go by the solo rules, it actually tells you what the difficulty level of all the spaces to start in on the map. So you will be filling in the little roads. I don't know if we
How can we make a
see
donut giveaway happen?
a donut
I feel
giveaway.
like that's a legitimate question.
A
Good.
gift card.
All right, so why don't each of you just do a starting thing because
Okay.
you have to have a place to start from.
Yep.
Because when you take a die, you need to be able to connect it to the path that you already have.
Yep.
I am going to take one of these little T's and
Copy
then
Sarah.
This is a okay starting spot.
I
you just
picked
pick
a
one
really
yourself?
bad one probably.
Anywhere on the board?
You pick, and you're gonna make a plus sign, filling in
There are
an entire
rules
intersection.
For this one, we're
Don't look at
we're
mine.
just going
We'll
to
just-
yeah,
do
you can't start
anywhere.
down here.
We're not doing the official rules for where to start.
Okay.
This is more for
Good.
just
That's an okay spot.
how
Alright, I
to
did good so
play
far.
later.
Okay. So then Melissa drafted a die, and she's gonna immediately add it to a space. Now you can't, when you're drafting die, for the most part, unless the die has a number on it, you're not allowed to overhang halfway in a square or things like that. So you'll have to be able to use the whole piece of the die in a location. So Will's gonna draft one of these die, and he's gonna put that
What's
shape.
the 2 mean?
The 2 means you get to fill in 2 squares.
But it's a straight
line.
Okay.
Each one is a straight line, so you could go fill in one and then turn and go another way.
I don't
or
think you can.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can turn?
Yes, you can turn. You can, and you can go anywhere.
The whole game just
The two don't
changed.
have to be together, and you don't have to use all of the 2. You could do 1.5
Okay.
because there is a little piece that's a
I
half.
think that might be old rules.
Oh,
New
no,
rules.
New game rules.
It has to be a straight line up to 2 or 3 map squares in length. It cannot be bend or be divided into multiple parts.
Except at a right angle. As long as your segments
What?
right angle to straight segment.
Crazy.
All right.
This line can be connected to your existing network anywhere except at a right angle to straight segments.
No idea. Sounds crazy.
It has to. What they're saying is you would have to do it on an end. You can't
Yep.
add it in the middle.
Okay. So every time you add more to your map, you have to connect it to something you've already added. in
Makes
the
sense.
past.
I'm on board.
So we're gonna keep playing, but what we're trying to accomplish is there are 7 different possible ways to score at the end.
7
I'll
bridges.
put this over here. There are 7 bridges in the game where you can cross the bridge. So the different scoring methods will be, you are going to be making a loop through the city, seeing what you can see, and once you've completed a major section, if it can loop back around so you can get back to your starting path, you will count up how many spaces your closed loop is. That would go in this scoring. You're going to score how many bridges you are able to see, and there is a little scale at the bottom, which is interesting. So the designer, Ron Halliday, is an actual cartographer who designed this.
Wait, but he didn't design cartographers?
No, he didn't design cartographers.
Feel like
So he used the scale at the bottom to be able to mark where how many you've done, how many points you get. There are landmarks to see along the way, and those are the little buildings that have the letters. When you see a landmark, you also get to do a bonus over here.
Oh, nice.
You get to mark off one of the bonuses. Some of the bonuses are things like there are footpaths where you're not allowed to visit without, it's a sidewalk area instead of a street. So you have to be able to mark this to unlock, and this little park area here and this little park area are all footpaths. So you'd have to unlock that before you'd even be allowed to go there. And there are some re-roll options. There's also one for buildings. So every single building that you walk in front of, you will color them in at the end. I usually use a different color to make your map look interesting. And every one that you've walked past, you're gonna get a point for that. And then there's also trees. So like right here, you can see a lot of trees. You can see a lot of trees in the little footpath areas. How many map squares that you have ended your thing going off the map. So if you notice, there's little paths that go off the map. Each one of those has a number next to it, so you're going to add up all those numbers. And then there is the bonuses for using these. So then at the end, you're going to score only 5 of the 7. 2 you will not score. So you're gonna have to decide where you're gonna focus.
It's the number of bridges you've crossed, correct?
Oh, yes.
So if you cross all 7 bridges, you can score all
That's
7.
true.
If you only cross 2 bridges, you can only score 2 of those areas.
Apparently,
So-
we've never crossed more than 5 bridges.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it is usually possible to
cross all 7, you got to pick the 5 that you want to get the points at the end, which is cool.
So, yeah, a lot to think about. Like, oh, I have so many of these. Oh, I need to make sure I cross bridges so I can actually score
Use
them.
all. Interesting. All right, cool stuff. Yeah, some people were asking. This was a Kickstarter, and it is coming out now to backers, right?
Yep.
All right, so cool. And I'm sure you can probably pre-order or whatever that's called, late order now to get a copy of it. Interesting stuff, like the wooden cubes that I'm dropping on the ground. Really fun.
Yeah,
Really fun.
yeah,
Came with an eraser in case you make a mistake.
Ooh, I already made a mistake. Excellent. Very cool stuff. I want to say, man, I'm excited about how much chit chat is going on in the comments. You guys are killing it with the favorite games and everything else fun. So cool stuff. Keep it. Yeah, the donuts were a good start.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go
Energized.
get some more
Right,
donuts
take a
before
break,
I come back.
Devour a donut, come back. You guys go over to the couch. Nope.
Wow.
To the table. See what they're doing
Every
over
time.
there. Good luck.
Every time. Thanks, Will. So we were thinking while we were giving the donuts, we should have found the game Dollars to Donuts.
Oh.
I think it got somewhere in the Meadows house, but I couldn't find it, and we could have done a giveaway with Dollars to Donuts, which is a game about donuts. Anyway, this.
prototype.
Oh, so it's not out yet? Oh.
No wonder.
No wonder I couldn't find it. Anyway, the game's coming out someday. Dollars to Donuts. It's a cool game.
It is.
But this game is from one of our
WizKids.
from WizKids, not a sponsor, but it's a cool game called Waddle.
Yep, Waddle, and it's got the tag downtown, so maybe they're gonna do more of it.
Uptown.
I don't know.
Uptown.
This is
Larry's gonna sing, but we need Jonah to come and sing too.
this is kind of a family weight game. We're going to be taking penguins downtown to different locations.
We're taking penguins downtown.
Downtown.
What are we doing downtown with our
so-
penguins?
what we're going to be doing, we've
Waddling?
each been given
What's that
4
movie? Mr. Penguin's Penguin?
Mr. Popper's penguins.
Mr. Popper's Penguins? Have you ever seen that? Let us know in the comments if you've ever seen that movie.
I've not seen it, so I don't know. I've seen plenty of videos of penguins going on walks in different places, though.
Really?
Because Farron really enjoys it.
Is it like
That's a thing.
It's like a Discovery Channel or like?
No, it's like zoos will video their penguins like walking around,
Do they waddle?
like especially in 2021, or 2020. They let the penguins like walk around and visit the other animals. It's a thing. Everybody knows this, Kevin.
Everyone but Kevin knows
Everybody but
this.
Kevin knows. And
Larry.
okay.
So basically, the majority of this table does
If
not.
you have
But everyone
children who
else-
know about the penguins.
Cool. Let's talk about Waddle.
Okay. So we've each got 4 of each color penguin, and what we're going to be able to do on our turns is we'll have a hand of cards, a hand of 4, including start with the copy card.
So I have 3 plus the copy.
Yep.
Your copy.
Pass by the face down. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, as I say, I set it out for you.
Oh,
These are going to be your
shuffled
scoring
them.
cards, and what you're going to be trying to do is lay down a card that's going to give you the ability to get some sort of scoring
Just show us.
going on.
Yes.
I'm going to look and see if I have one. I probably can't do a whole lot.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
I
I'm
need my coffee.
first player. All right, so I'm going to try
Thanks,
to
Katie,
play
for
this.
taking one for the team.
This is, well, first player, it's a little harder, I think. I have the crowd card. So what this means is that I'm going to score the most common number of penguins. These are the places,
The downtown places.
the downtown places. And there's 2 different neighborhoods. We're playing with 3 people, so we've got a neighborhood here. So you'll notice the white outlines.
I see that.
This
yeah.
is considered a neighborhood, and then this is considered a
Because
neighborhood.
this is divided between black and white.
Mhm.
Cool. I have
And
a library here.
wherever you
Where the
play,
penguins go.
wherever you play the penguins is considered the active neighborhood.
And you can play all one color, or you can remove from one.
You can, yeah. Well, you can remove. All right. So on your turn, you can either lay down any number of penguins, but they have to go in the same neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And
so the white or the black.
yeah.
Okay.
Or pick them up from one space and distribute them to only one neighborhood.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, show us, Katie.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the most common penguins in one. It's what I'm trying to go for. It's the most common thing. So I'm just going to put out all my penguins.
All right, cool.
All right, and it's important that these 2 are both colored neighborhoods, so they count for both sides of the neighborhood there.
Okay.
So I would score the most common number of penguins. I put out 2 in these 4 spots, so I get 4 points on the board.
What?
That's how that would work.
So I'm gonna
now,
go. Oh,
it's
my turn?
important to note. Yeah, it is. If your scoring card, has red text on it, you can't do the normal actions. You have to do the action in red text.
All right. Well,
on
I'm
your
gonna
turn.
score. I'm gonna try more yellows than reds. So I'm
Okay.
gonna place out a red there, and then I'm going to place out 3 yellows here. Is that okay?
No, that's not okay.
Because then I have 2 yellows to 1 red, 2 yellows to 1 red, and 3 yellows to 2 red.
So you get 3 points.
So I get 3 points.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Not as many as Katie.
Yeah.
And then what happens? This is goes to my discard, and I draw a new card. And then it's Larry's
It's
turn.
important to note too that you cannot play the same scoring card
So you can't
that's
play more
face
yellows.
up on somebody's
Because that would mean
thing.
you're just copying what they just.
But
make-
you have the copy
Oh.
card. You can, of course, you only get to use that once, but
Okay.
you can do that.
I'm gonna score places with an equal number of red and yellow.
Okay, and there are a few
Well, I'm helping
cards
you out there.
that show you the dark and the light, and that means that both neighborhoods would count. Whereas normally
1, 2,
only the
3,
active
4.
neighborhood
You get
would
4
count.
points. All right.
Boom.
Boom for Larry. 4
Done it.
points.
All
Plus
right,
30.
No.
and then you
30 for-
draw back up.
30 for you.
I'm gonna try one with a special action. We'll see what this one does.
Sure.
I'm gonna score places with penguins of both color. My special action, though, that I have to do instead of a normal action would be empty 2 places and redistribute the penguins among them. If the places were in different neighborhoods, choose which is the active neighborhood. So all of it's going on around here. I'm going to pick up all of this one,
And you're gonna redistribute?
and I'm going to redistribute, and all of this one,
Oh.
and then I'm going to try to redistribute them evenly so I can get a bunch of
You
points.
can do more than one place?
I can
This
because I'm
one says
doing a
2.
special action.
Oh, sorry, I totally spaced out.
I'm doing a special action, Kevin.
Special action. Katie has
I
special
can't
cards.
make these even, I think.
Well,
I can't make them even. So I need
you have to register between these two?
Yeah. Well, or I can use another neighborhood.
Oh.
Well, so I
You
could.
can go in
Okay,
different
so why don't you
neighborhoods.
just put those 3 over here?
Well, it's not going to count either way because I have to put it in 2 different places. So
Yeah.
I'll just do this and I'll start
you
a
just
second.
put one-
So I get 1, 2, 3 points
Alright,
because you can only count in a single neighborhood.
cool.
Right.
All right, Kevin.
I'm just gonna copy Katie and get 4 points.
What, Kevin?
Copy. Wait, but you gotta take 2 and redistribute them.
You have to do something. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Could I do that and do that? Or
You
no?
you have to do one of the standard actions, I think, or you have to do this one. But you have to pick up all of them off of 2 different ones, and then redistribute them. Okay, Kevin. He's getting the gist of this, but this is
I'm stuck.
cute illustrations
Oh, well,
and
we
a
probably need to move on anyway, so.
fun family
What's the-
weight game.
What's the end game trigger?
Well, we're supposed to be taking rounds,
Oh.
so we would be counting down the rounds
Oh, okay.
here.
So for 3 players, it's 7 rounds.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and you
So
play
pretty
with
quick game then.
2 completely separate neighborhoods if you're playing with 4 people, or if you're only playing with 2 people, you have just 1 single neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Probably wasn't a good strategy to play all of my penguins downtown.
I got some penguins left over.
Kevin was keeping
They're my friend penguins.
in reserve.
There's no way to get penguins back.
There is, if you, there's some that you have to, some of the special actions
cards.
that you have to take them off and pass them back out to people.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's only by cards.
Yep.
Yep.
So anyway, that is Whiz Kids, Waddle Downtown, and we're heading back over to the couch.
And I'm gonna
Hello,
turn this in.
everyone. Kevin's gonna come join me. We just wanted to mention some of the new unlocks from Space Cowboys. We're not going to spoil anything. We're not even probably gonna open the boxes and show. Kevin's opening the box. It's decks of cards. Star Wars has been out for a little while, but it.
This little one here.
Star
Oh, Star Wars.
Wars is up.
Whoa! Thanks, Ryan.
Nobody told me. Star Wars has 3 games in it. Both of these boxes have 3 adventures, so they've gone to more of the style that they used to do for Europe.
They still do for Europe.
Right.
They originally did for
Yeah.
Europe.
In the North America, they had been selling them as individual boxes, but
Oh, right.
recently
Yeah, yeah.
they've
So
been
this is sort of their
packaging
new
them
thing, yeah.
together. So Star Wars, Kevin and I have played 2 of the 3, and I would say that they are a little easier than a lot of the unlocks.
And I would say because of the theme, they're trying to bring people into the theme, so they don't want to make it too difficult. But it was enjoyable because it has the cool theme, the Star Wars theme, and there were some puzzles that were.
Yes. If you're not familiar with Unlock, these are escape room games, and they use an app. You have to play the app because there's interactivity with the app, and that's what is kind of moving the game along.
And they've really progressed, especially I will say with this newest Unlock series, the Mythic Adventures, they have really advanced what you do with the app, the interaction with the
With your
app.
smartphone
I'm not going
and
to
all of that.
spoil anything, but I was really impressed with what they did with that. And I would say these 3 are 3 different levels. They say that the middle one, the Greek theme, is supposed to be the easiest one. The Noseye theme, which is their own theme that they sort of made up.
There's several that they've done, Squeak and Sausage and a Noseye
It's supposed to be a
Adventure
2 out
and
of
stuff.
3, and then the Around the World in 80 Minutes is supposed to be the hardest one. I would personally say that instead of a 1, 2, 3, it was more like a 1, 1, 2, personally.
But we have played a lot of them, so there are things
But
that
I would say
yeah.
these are very similar in weight, and they weren't that much different. So if you're going to say, oh, maybe they were 2, 2, 3, but I don't think it's a 1, 2, 3 is what I'm saying.
Right, yeah. They I would say because we've played a lot of them, we know to try certain things that might not occur to people if this was the first one of
And
the
if
unlock.
you play Around the World in 80 minutes and you figure out the hardest puzzle in there without looking at a hint, I want you to email me at kevin@tantrumhouse.com.
So an interesting thing with these boxes is they are also including a solution guide.
I like that
In
a
the
lot.
past, all you had was a hint button, and it would kind of hopefully help you to the answer. They still have the hint button that
Yeah.
you can use, but now there is a booklet that walks you through with pictures exactly how to do each puzzle. So if you do get stuck and
People are saying they like the squeak and sausage theme.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's kind of fun. It's the Animal-O-Matic. This one was a lot of fun. It was very interesting in the game. Probably not really spoilers, but you find out about it on the first card.
Yeah.
Basically, you have a zapper gun that basically allows you to
And have it.
put your consciousness into animals.
It's kind of fun.
So that was
sounds
very
fun.
interesting with that one.
I would love to know in the chat, have you played any of the unlock games and which one was your favorite? Let us know in the chat. I think we're ready at the table. Are we going to the table, Will?
We are at the table, or the couch, whichever one you want to say. I don't know. We're kind of looking at a game. We're looking at Draconis Invasion, the deck builder game. This is like the second edition deluxe that includes the expansion. We're not going to open it because we want to do it as a giveaway, but wait, not this week. You're going to have to come back next month. First Saturday of every month is our Saturday morning board game show. April 3rd, yeah, is going to be our next episode. We do want to give you a rundown though, because we've had an opportunity to play the prototype of this a couple times. It's been a little while, but there's some really fun stuff going on in it.
So it's like a semi-cooperative deck builder. You're all fighting these enemies, but there really is only going to be one winner. You're gonna have to work together to try to take down those bad guys. But the problem is, as you get rewards for taking down some of these guys, you can get in the lead too far, and then there are cards that come up and kind of knock you back. I remember being in the lead, I'm
She's got this game
stomping
in
this.
the bag.
Yeah, and then a couple of bad guys come up and just wipe me out, and then I'm kind of hit back with everybody else, and so then it's all neck and neck again.
One of the things in the game that is also frustratingly great is that there are these terror cards that you get, and so if you lose a battle against a bad guy, I can't remember exactly how you get them, but they are basically just junk that waters down your hand,
yes.
and so you're stuck with these terror cards. I think if you get 7, I can't remember how it works
you had a ton
exactly.
of them.
I had way too many.
Yeah.
And then you have to roll a die to determine how much it's going to kill you for, and so you're trying to keep as few in your hand as possible, trying to get rid of them, but
Yeah.
like a good deck builder, you've got to kind of bleed your hand in strategic ways, which makes it tough. The
Yeah.
artwork for the game is super cool.
Yeah.
I'm not usually a fan of really dark looking games, but they somehow managed to do creepy looking crazy monsters that aren't grotesque and disgusting, but just look really scary and fun. And they've done that with the base game. As I said, this one includes the base components plus the expansion, which adds a bunch of new cards and scenarios. I can't remember if the events are in the original or if they're just in the expansion, but there are event cards as well that you pull out and change up what's going on for the round.
Yep.
Lots of really neat stuff going on in this deck building game.
Yeah, so join us again April 3rd to see what you can do to win this game.
Thank you guys. All right, that was quick and sweet. Let's head back to the couch where you're going to not want to miss this next segment.
All right, we are looking at Telestration's Upside Drawn. This is from the Op, one of our sponsors. I believe we have played this on a Saturday morning board game show before. We're waiting for a few more people because we need teams and we need an even number. We need 2 people on each team. So sit by the person you want to be on your team.
You want to be on Jonah's team?
Wait.
Or
I don't think anybody wants to be on
I want to be on Katie's team.
Nobody wants to be on Jonah's team.
So Katie, you'll need to come over here so you have a partner.
The fans may be hashtag Jonah, but nobody wants to play on Jonah's
All right,
team.
why don't you all go that way?
Oh, okay.
Because we need the teammates next to each other.
Wait, who's your
Awesome.
teamate?
Do we have one more person who wants
We
to
need
come
another
in?
volunteer for tribute.
Nobody
I can come in, but then nobody switches the camera.
I know.
Then we got camera action.
All right.
I mean, if you need me.
All right, I can just talk
Volunteer
through.
as tribute.
Larry
Okay.
and Katie can be a
No one
team.
watching the other children, so I'm going to go watch.
Larry and Katie can be a team.
We left Kevin
Jonah and
babysitting the
Chantel can be a
kids.
team. All right, what's gonna happen is each team has someone who knows what the word is,
Oh no.
and
This is the
This
up
is
and
the
down game.
Uh-huh. So one person is going to
You're not
have
good at
the
this.
pen in their hand.
Okay.
The other person is going to move the board. The person moving the board knows what is being drawn.
Oh,
The person with the pen has no idea, and the person with the board is like, lift,
Correct.
put down, and the person with the board is moving it to,
But you can
Draw.
give them hints.
Yep. Or you can.
Oh yeah,
So
with
you
the
can
stuff
say.
on the side.
I mean, I gotta
Lift,
check the audience comments because I gotta know who's
down,
guessing it right. You guys, you got this.
So then you know that you're close, or maybe the item is hot. I don't know.
And the person with the pin
Oh.
is the guesser.
Yes, the person holding the pen is the
There, let
person.
me-
So
guessing.
it's a
Guess
phrase.
Oh, okay.
alright,
not
so,
Oh, it's a phrase.
This game is.
Oh, wait.
look at these.
Okay.
You're
This
gonna
may
be
a
drawing,
bad
look,
decision.
pick a phrase from one of those cards
on
and
the
let
yellow side.
either side, and
one
Jonah
is
will also
easier?
need to know what it is.
Okay.
Without,
I'm about to
yeah,
draw
I give you a few
phrase.
cards so you can.
Oh, it's one of the phrases on the bottom of the cards.
yes. Pick one that you think will work decently well, or do you want me to re-roll the die and not
is
start
not
with
fair.
that
Yeah,
phrase?
I think.
No, this will be good. Let's do it.
Oh, it will be good. It will be
No.
good.
It's this
they say.
symbol, so it's the thing at the bottom.
Okay.
So the hint is, y'all know it's a phrase.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, keep that in
Phrase.
mind when you're
Am I-
trying to guess that it's a
but aren't-
phrase.
Keep the pin steady.
You're supposed to be on the you're supposed to be on the thing because you
On
have to
the
tell them
thing?
up and down.
Okay. Here.
What?
On this.
Do
All right.
not move the pin.
All right,
Alright,
so
you guys.
go do it. Yeah, like
Ready?
this. All right,
Alright.
I don't have steady
Go.
hands.
go down.
Down. Lift. Down.
Oh, this is so hard.
Will's going to refocus the camera so you can see a
Left.
little bit.
Down. Down.
Down.
Up. Down.
Up.
And you can guess anytime
Down.
you.
You told
Don't
me
listen to
down.
Jonah's down. Up. And then
Stop. You're moving. Where are
Yeah.
you moving? Where are you going? Where are you going? Go up.
what are you doing?
You're
Don't
too
you
high.
Drawings?
Larry's trying to
Drawing something. Down.
Did I move
Stop
it? I don't
moving the
remember.
pin.
I'm
Up.
not
I guess
Can I guess?
Yeah, you can guess the
You
whole
can guess
time.
Oh,
anytime.
the tree of life.
The tree of
The
life.
Okay.
Stop moving the pin. Stop moving the pin.
Down.
Down.
Can I look at theirs?
No,
Stop moving. You just.
you're not allowed to
you
look
just
at the
hold
other
it in
teams.
place.
Down.
Down.
Yep.
You're doing. What is that, Larry? Stop laughing.
Down.
You're messing up our drawing.
What is this?
Sorry.
We accidentally.
Up.
All right.
Okay,
Down.
No. What are you doing? Stop.
I didn't
Early
move
bird gets
anything.
worm.
This is what is
Up.
this?
Up.
Down.
Go down slow so I can
Up.
see where you're going. Down.
Down.
Oh.
Up. Down.
Down. Oh, you're still down, but keep going.
Phrase.
Is it a person on a tree? Don't the apple doesn't fall far from the tree?
Walk the plank?
you can also you have hot,
Hey.
cold, sounds like.
We have a
Alright.
guest star here.
All right. You can guess with us, Jay.
Jalen, can you guess
Stop
what this
trying
is?
to guess.
Am I supposed to
Where
can I
I'm
guess
going.
now?
Down.
You can guess
the whole
anytime.
time.
Oh,
I'm hot.
it's a person on a tree.
But it's a
Down.
phrase, so it's gonna be a
Down.
well
Go
You can
down.
hold that part. Can you hold that part for me? Okay.
Stop guessing.
I didn't do anything.
Hold still. Hold
It's a person
still.
That's
on
the
a
best
tree.
I got. It wasn't getting any better than that.
It's
All
a
right,
person
let
on a
me
tree.
see
Oh
if
my
anyone. Why don't we put?
Well, you can grab this one.
All right. Does anybody have any ideas from the audience of what those things could be?
Mine is not bad.
Out on a limb?
Oh.
Out on a limb
Thank you.
has been some guesses
Thank you
from
for
the
whoever
audience.
did that
Jack
one.
in the Beanstalk?
Jack and the Beanstalk.
I
Apple
mean,
doesn't
Oh.
fall far from the tree?
Yeah, that's.
I
Larry
said
guessed
that.
Or you guess that.
The
Larry, did you guess
answer
it?
was
Walk
going
the
out
plank.
on
Walk
a
the
limb.
plank.
Oh, yeah.
oh.
It was
Out on
going
a limb.
out on
I
a
see
limb.
Brad has it.
So I was gonna say
No.
somebody
Our drawing was really good.
It was
Your
really
drawing was really good.
You're
I don't know.
laughing
Put toes on our person. This looks like Finding Nemo's fin, first of all.
good. First off, you knew it was a tree. Let's not go there. She said tree early on.
Yeah.
So
Larry's like, I'm gonna just put a little curve in
I
this.
was helping you out.
Stop putting curves, Larry. There's no curving in this.
so that is a
Larry
3-point
put a
drawing,
calf on
so
it.
it's
Was a
definitely a
3-point
harder
Need a
drawing.
cat.
That little calf muscle right there.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry
that
did
is
that on
some
his own.
definition.
He did that on his own.
Some muscles.
So yes, this seems like a game that could either bring you together or create some
Drama.
drama with partners. But yeah, so the person holding the board knows the answer. The person with the pen is trying to guess. You're not supposed to look at other teams' drawings, just your own.
You can hear them guessing though.
Yes, and
base that on.
there are
whatever.
things on the side of the board that the clue giver basically can use, like hot or cold, sounds like, but you can't.
He said walking the plank, and I was like, okay, he's pretty close with that. Oops, sorry. And so I was like, that's sort of the thing, like going out on a limb.
Walking the plank.
But that's upside drawn. There's a few other rules about what you can write or not write, but definitely a party game that will test people's patience, maybe.
For sure.
But yeah, working together to try to draw. Are we ready at the table with Ryan?
Yeah. So this is High Noon from White Label Game System and Dwight Sinak.
Oh, I
as
said on the wrong side.
Designer. Or maybe it's Kanak. I don't know if it's a hard C or a... Oh. Sorry, I thought we were just switching or something. Anyway,
Oh,
it has
well, you set
this
up all the
neat
players on this side.
map of the fictional state of Saratoga, but I don't think you actually play with it at all. It just comes in the box. And then you set up a map for, it's a tactical miniatures game. You have a jail, like an old-time Western jail that the lawmen start out in. There's like a wagon, like a military wagon, I guess, that the military has. There's a bank that's currently being robbed by a gang, the Leroy gang.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some natives over on this tile here. And basically, you have to play with whatever tile has their starting name on. So like underneath these guys, it shows where they start on that tile.
But otherwise, it's
So-
configurable, right?
Yeah, depending on which posses are playing, those tiles will be in the game. And then you add 4 additional tiles. And then each of the starting tiles has a specific green outlined space that you put a little loot crate on. And loot crates, when you can take an action to loot them and get bonus cards and stuff, but then you take turns drafting additional loot crates to put out. And then when
The
you're playing,
loot crates are important because they become cover on the board.
yeah, so there's different obstacles on the board that are cover. A lot of them are outlined in a faint red. There's also like bars, that's a wall that you can't pass through but you can shoot through. And cover, when you fire through it, if you aren't right next to it, then it halves the attack value of whatever you're doing. So you want to kind of avoid cover if possible, but it's not, it doesn't make
Well,
things...
unless you're needing the cover.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
the way you actually play the game is over the course of 12 rounds, and whoever has the most gold at the end of 12 rounds wins. The way you earn gold is if you've damaged somebody on your turn, you get 1 gold. Just the 1. Like if you damage 5 different people, you're still only going to get 1 gold. But then if you kill somebody, each person has a value of gold that they are worth, and you'll get that bonus gold. And then after 12 rounds, whoever has the most wins. When it's your turn, you get 3 phases. First phase, you get to move all of your people up to their speed. So here, Sheriff Garrett has a speed of 4. He could move 4 squares, and that's like orthogonally. You can move diagonally, but it counts as 2. So pretty much you're counting them out orthogonally. You can move over obstacles, but it costs an additional movement. So you move all your guys, get them in position, and then
there's a shootout, potentially.
There is a shootout using your cards. So Sheriff Garrett and Deputy Gates.
Yeah, and they all have their own deck of cards with their own kind of specialty twist on how they play in the game. And we learned a little bit about that last night. There's some really interesting things that can be done with each of the decks.
Yeah, so once everybody's moved, you get to take a single action with each of your units. And that can be either playing a card, looting a crate, exchanging items with somebody else, and a few other things. When you play a card, you start out with 6, and you get to get more as you go. But each of your cards has the name of a person on the bottom from your faction. So Sheriff Garrett and Deputy Gates are the only 2 people in the Lawman faction. So you have to kind of share the deck between the 2. If I want Deputy Gates to fire, I can't use a Sheriff Garrett card to have him fire. And then with the cards, you'll look, here's the attack value, and then you'll look at the character himself. He has a range of 10, so I count out 10 spaces and I deal an attack of 4. And then the enemy that I'm attacking, he can defend. He can discard one of his cards. It has to have his name on it again. And he will reduce my attack by that amount. So if he had a 2 and I had a 4, he would take 2 damage from Sheriff Garrett.
Yeah, so you might look at this game and think, well, it's not really fair to have a team of 2 guys versus this team of 5. But we found out very quickly that the team of 5 just gets shot up pretty easy because there's less cards to go around that they can actually shoot with. So these random gang members, they're not even named. It's much harder to find cards for them to shoot. So they're not as good to play with as maybe the leader of the gang, who has a lot more cards in the deck. Versus these 2 guys, which you're pretty much going to always get a card for one of your guys to be able to do something.
Yeah, and they have more survivability. Sheriff Gates has 17 health, whereas Leroy, gang member number 1, only has 5. So you might be able to kill that guy off with just 1 card if you're lucky. And Sheriff Garrett, he's going to take a while to whittle down.
He's going to be pretty tough. Yeah.
There is an advantage to having more people, because that's more actions you get to take. That's more items you get to hold on to, because each person can only hold so many loot items. When you loot a crate, say I looted this crate, it is a weapon crate, so I would go to the weapon deck and I would draw 3 cards, and then I would pick one, and now this is an additional attack action that I could take. I would probably take this repeater gun because it is superior to the other ones, because it's got a range of 15, and
it's got more shots.
Yeah, normally you can only fire with 1 action, but this one gets a second action as a free action. But once I've used it 6 times, then it's gone, and you can't use it anymore. There are some equipment cards that have ammunition, and they interact with the weapons and the player cards, but they'll only interact with people that are like them. So the sheriff and the deputy, they both have pistols, which have like the regular bullets. So their ammunition needs this regular bullet symbol, but some ammunition is like the rifled bullet, and so you need to make sure that whatever you're using is compatible.
Yeah, and 2 of the Native Americans have only knives, and so they can't use any of the ammunition at all.
Until they pick up a weapon card.
That's true. They could pick up a weapon card and then begin using it. There's other types of items are these can items, which are some consumable goods. They have like health available to them. There's a few ammunition things in here. They have things like coffee beans that gives you extra actions. They have specialty things here that are got some really nice stuff in there, but sometimes they take an extra action to just equip, because because they're really nice cards.
You can put on like a plate vest, which will add to your defense and also absorb some of the damage you would have been taking, but it takes that extra action to equip, and maybe you want to just kill the guy next to you instead of wasting your turn equipping that thing. I did lead you astray earlier. Actually, this shotgun is way better than repeater because it does 9 damage if you're right next to them. You subtract the damage for every
depends on
additional.
what your guys like.
Yeah, so if you want a long range, use the repeater. If you want to blast somebody away that's right next to you, use the sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah. This game is played over 9 rounds. I don't know if
12 rounds.
12 rounds, sorry. I got stuck on 9 with the thing there. It's played over 12 rounds, and it is really a free-for-all, shoot-'em-up kind of game. This is a sponsor of ours for this episode. They are on Kickstarter now. And so if this is the kind of game that you're interested in, the tactical movements, the decks, and then upgrading your units, check this game out on Kickstarter.
This is just a starter set. They have additional expansions with additional factions that they've planned out, and you can check that out at the High Noon website.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're ready to go back to the couch.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the couch. Larry and I think maybe one other person will join us, are going to talk about
crossed.
Kawa, which is a small, what would you call, I mean, normally we would call them small box games, but this guy
Tiny box.
Tiny box games, right?
Right.
Anyway, this is from the Airy Games, and it is a quiet contemplation game.
Oh.
The gameplay is actually pretty simple, so I think we're actually just going to jump into it, and we're going to be flower petals floating down a stream, just trying to score points. That's basically how we're going to do it. Did you fall asleep?
Sorry, I was quietly contemplating.
Quietly
I'll
contemplating.
join.
I got it. All right, Kevin. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going first because my flower petal is in the one spot over here in our
how
wheel.
convenient.
It is convenient.
I just
And-
left the kids out there. They'll be fine.
And you put your flower petal. So here's our start of the river,
Okay.
and here's our end of the river. And you put your flower petal anywhere you like on the start of the river. You can't take the space that I just took. Sure.
This is just
I'll
starting.
be
This
next
is set
to
up.
you.
Starting the game over here. Start of the river, end of the river. This is the river's edge. You can't be on the river's edge, Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay, then on your turn, you've got these flower petals in front of you here.
Ooh.
Everyone has, I think, 6 single petals and 1 double petal.
Yep.
Okay, the double petal is going to be worth double points. What you can do on your turn is swap 2 stream spots. It's cards.
We're moving the river around,
You can move the river around, okay?
but I can't go to the edge of the river.
So what I'm going to do
Yeah, but you'd be stuck on the bank.
Sure.
is swap these 2.
Oh, you're
Can you
going
swap
into
them this way or this way?
You can swap 2 adjacent. Then you can start your petals floating down the river, and you put them on each space. So this is a whirlpool.
I see that.
So when the whirlpool, actually, I think I want to start over here. You can start anywhere you want.
Sure.
Start anywhere you want. So I think I'm going to start over here. So it flows this way to this card, flows this way to this card, flows that way to this card.
Then does it go off?
And then I'm done. Well, I made it to the end of the river.
And we can't
now,
go on your
Larry,
spot.
What?
well, you can. If you go on my spot, I get points.
Oh.
So you're trying to avoid the other people's flower petals.
Gotcha.
But again, to start, you have to swap 2 river spots.
Oh my Lanta. What does the whirlpool do? I feel like it's
whirlpool will
bad
spin
news.
ya. The whirlpool will spin you. It spins to so you can't spin this way because then you'd flow back. So it'll spin all the way to here.
Wow.
Oh,
But the whirlpool spins you.
confused.
They also in the game have.
Can we adjust now that your petals there? Can we adjust these? Whoops.
You sure can.
Sorry.
You want to try to avoid other folks' petals.
But you took all the petals.
the good petal spots.
They also have a lot of cards in the game box here that are like special ability cards. There's one here. It's got
I
like
think you have to do adjacent.
you do have to do adjacent.
Oh, you're right.
And we've got one with a fish on it,
That one.
and some birds, and a crab, all sorts of cool stuff.
This one?
A snake,
Oh, I was thinking there's.
a dragon. Oh, this looks like the dragon that sits on top of Will's shelf that he broke.
You can do whatever you
You
want.
didn't have to point that out. Nobody knew his leg was missing.
Oh, his leg is missing. Will broke the
I'll take
dragon
your
that sits on
idea.
top of his shelf yesterday.
Going this way,
Perfect. I'll take a point.
this way.
Ooh, nice. All right, Kevin, you're up.
Stink's going last.
Well, at the end of this round,
Yeah.
you'll actually be able to. You're supposed to be on 3. You'll actually be able to leave a lot of your petals out there to start the next round, where we'll have to pick them up.
So I can go here, which goes here, which goes here,
I'll take a point.
and then here.
And another point. Thank you.
No problem. But I got to the end, even though
Cool.
I got
so
shafted.
since I'm in the first spot, I have to pick up 3 of my petals. So I'll pick up those 3, and then I'll rotate. Larry, you've got to pick up 2 of your petals.
I'll take those.
Kevin, you've only got to pick up 1 of your petals.
Okay.
And because Kevin's in the 4th spot now, you can swap 2 tiles back and forth.
Cool.
Because we made it to the end, also anything on the end gets picked up. These 4 end
I'm glad I picked that
tiles
last one up.
are shuffled, and then they become the beginning of the river.
Ooh, that's cool. Whoops.
So I actually lost a lot of tiles.
You should have taken that other.
I know, I lost a lot of tiles.
And do we adjust these? And what's the point of these then?
You can adjust them.
What's the point though?
It's just the start of the river.
Okay.
It's a quiet contemplation game.
Okay.
You're flowing your petals down the river, and then you just keep going.
Sure.
Like that.
So what ends the game?
I think we're actually playing a specific number of rounds.
Okay, cool.
And then whoever has the most points at the end of those rounds.
I think they're
What
ready.
does the double pedal do?
2 points if someone lands on it.
Cool. I think they're ready at the table.
I think they are. Back to the table.
Oh, are we ready? Because I'm
Oh.
still tired. We are just kidding. I was trying to say bye to Brad. Thanks for joining us. Thanks. That's right. Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in today. This is the last game in the lineup today. This is called Exo-Brainer. We're actually going to be doing a giveaway of it. So let's walk you through it, and be sure to get in your last comments. Ryan is over there getting ready to do the tally so that we can randomly select a winner. Exo-Brainer is a 2 or 4, maybe 3-player game. I wasn't sure about that. In the game, you are trying to score 20 points to win a round, and you can kind of determine how many rounds you want to play. You can just play 1, or you can play multiple, predetermine that. In the game, you're using your colored pieces, but the interesting thing in this game is that you can score regardless of whether it's your color or your shape. It just depends on which piece you're placing on your turn. The game starts off with the X player playing these pieces in this order, and he can put them anywhere he wants to on the board. So he can put it on a spot. Melissa would then place her pink circle on a spot, and at the end of her 4th turn, she's going to actually place one of my pieces, which may allow her to score off of mine, because in the game, the way you score is having 5 in a row of either the same shape or the same color. So we could actually have, I probably should have laid out some examples to illustrate, but you can score off of these, and if Melissa placed in a single X, it could be pink or green, she would score that round. What you do is you actually score, I don't know if you can see it on the overhead, but you would actually score the number of points shown on the indents in the board. So you might want to build your things out on the edge so that you are more likely to score a bunch of points and get that 20 with one set. But if you do that, it's less likely that your opponent's going to come in and help you out any. You have to score on the 5th one. There's also some interesting rules. These corners have a large indent on it. You win the game by either scoring 20 points, said number of rounds, depending on whatever lines you get, or you can do a knockout move, which is crazy. I would love to see this happen. I'm sure it does happen once in a while. If you place the piece that scores on one of these 4 corner spots, doesn't matter what the score is, you immediately win the game. So if you're amazing enough to hit that spot,
don't let it happen.
Either fill it up early so that it doesn't get filled, or leave it empty and try to trick your opponents into playing it.
It's kind of like Quirkle, maybe, where it's like
got a lot of,
no one wants to put the one that's going to give the next player the ability to score. So, is it randomly put out? What
it's
things?
not. It's the same combination every time, and so you're always going to be placing on the every fourth of your turn your opponent's color, still in your shape, so it can still score in your spot.
So technically, this one
I
should
have
have
it
been
upside down.
reversed.
That's correct. Yep, should be the other way around. But you keep score of your points that you score each round. Once you hit 20, everything gets reset. You've now won 1 round, and then you are supposed to play 3 rounds of 20 points. Other couple cool things that go with the game is that there's an app that you can use with it, and it allows you to add in things like time bombs or random assignments and things like that. So you can play it just straightforward, kind of chess-like, or you can have like these events that are going off in timed sequential order which shakes things up. And you also can have these secret goal cards where if you are able to pull off these pieces on the board, whether it's you or your opponent, as long as they're in those spaces, then you can score bonus points as well. And there's a ton of those random options, so that would be fun. And then finally, you can play it as a 2 or 4 player game, so you can play with teams. You're not allowed to negotiate or like discuss strategy, but you can definitely figure out where your opponent's trying to go and help him out. Have him set you up so that when it gets to your turn, you've got your 5-pointer. So pretty interesting stuff. Exo-Brainer, we are going to give away a copy of it. I'll let Ryan shout us out a name in just.
David K!
David K! Congratulations! It was that easy. You won. In order to claim your copy of Exo-Brainer, send an email to Sarah. You should say S-A-R-A.
I'm not Sarah, but I'll say it S-A-R-A at tantrumhouse.com.
I knew who she was. Yeah, Sarah at tantrumhouse.com.
I know, it's the hair, I got highlights.
Somebody has to tune in and spell it. You got to get that no H on there. Send your address to Sarah at tantrumhouse.com. We'll get you a copy of Exo-Brainer. Thanks so much for tuning in. Lots of fun stuff though. The cloth bag is very nice.
Yeah, plasticky.
Yeah, they're not like heavy, like crazy heavy, but they're a nice little plastic weight to them. And obviously, once you've got this whole board covered up, it will get interesting to try to figure out where can I place it that doesn't help them, that does help me on my next turn.
Because you know what they're gonna place. They have to place in the order.
Right. And then on top of that, sometimes it's probably, I'm guessing, haven't played more than the half trial game of it. I'm guessing there are times when it would be valuable to score one for your opponent, because there are some spaces in this middle that are 1. Like, I'll score one for you because it sets me up for my next turn to score a big point where I bleed into the edge. So I'm sure that there's a lot of crazy strategy stuff that can go into this one. Pretty neat stuff. I think we should head back to the couch and say our farewells.
To the couch.
And thank you guys so much for joining.
We're at the couch already. We weren't ready.
You got it right, Will.
Good job.
Ready.
We should say
finally, at the end,
I'll stand back here and I'm about the same height as
our next live playthrough is Thursday night. Will and some other people, probably Sarah, will be playing a Everdell with the new expansions.
Ooh.
Right, Will?
We will be, that's right. So we are hoping that the last couple of pieces arrive in the mail. We've gotten permission, because we need permission, from the publisher to play my own house rules variant, which I'm very excited about.
Oh,
so we're going to be... So we're going to mix and match a couple of the existing expansion pieces. We're going to throw in the new expansion cards that we've received for the new one. We'll definitely talk about some of the things that are coming in the expansion. Fingers crossed, the board should arrive in the mail in time so we can actually experience the full expansion. But if not, you're definitely going to have some fun getting to see the new artwork that's on the cards, the box art, and watching us play through what I think is the best version.
So I guess it's not accidental cheating if you actually make it a house rule. Is that what's going on?
I'll try to share the rules with everyone. Basically, I'll give you a peek. So the Pro-Brick expansion, great. Love every part of it. Spirecrest is just a little mean. Like, it's too mean. I like to have lots of money to buy things with, and so we're going to eliminate the weather or the season cards, whatever they're called, so that we've got extra resources coming in. We're still going to use the cool giant meeples that you can ride on their backs.
Accidental cheating is legal.
That's right. And
that does make me feel better, because we played Spirecrest and I was like, wow, this is hard. It got mean, and this game wasn't mean.
Right. You played
it's not even mean. It was just like, this got really hard to do things. Yeah.
Everyone loves Everdell.
When you play Pro-Brook, like, high score 130 points. Spirecrest, high score 40 points. Yeah. So hopefully we'll be in the hundreds once we mix them together. But yeah, lots of fun stuff. Tune in for that. That'll be a blast. I don't know who's playing. Me, Sarah? You and Chantal?
I might play. I've been losing a lot.
Take a break,
I have to concentrate. I can't come play games and lose.
Yeah, but
now Jonah's like, if I don't play, I can't lose.
But if you don't play, you don't win.
I know. It's
a lose-lose.
Cheating is legal. Love it. Yeah. What else we got? We got that one. We got news. No. Block coming Monday.
Block video coming this week. Maybe not Monday. We'll see. Busy weekend.
Crazy. News coming next week. We also have an announcement that we're going to make on the news, not this Monday, but next, about a fun activity event thing.
We've already announced it.
Oh, okay. If you listen to our podcast tomorrow, Monday,
we announce tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I don't know what we announced.
Tomorrow's not Monday.
That's what I said. He said tomorrow. I said on Monday. Podcast goes live. Announcing the thing we're doing, and then more details following Monday. Should be fun.
And if they don't listen to our podcast, which they should, they can check it out on our news segment.
No, just go listen to the podcast. Subscribe now. All right, I think that pretty much does it. Thank you guys for spending your Saturday morning with us. Especially, I saw people from all over the world tuning in. Love to see it. Fun times. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.
Bye. It's probably still live.